Hey guys, what is good? It's been a little bit since I've posted a video, and I went out to Goodfield Park in Goodfield, Illinois with my drone and decided to play a round of casual disc golf with my drone in the air to try to get some cool, interesting shots. Also got ace trace going, so jumping right in. This is hole 1. I don't have the exact hole distances in front of me. It's a pretty stock hyzer. I cut this one a little bit tight. It hit the tree and kind of kicked me down here. Edge a circle putt, just miss. Here is hole number 2. I'm playing from the long pads here because the view is better. The basket is kind of back behind that tree a little bit. Throwing my halo looking Texas Ranger basically straight at that tree, hoping for a fade just off of it, and I just clipped the tree again. Which is going to give me a putt for birdie from about 25 feet or so. I think I did post a review on this course a while ago, and this course is a whole lot of fun. It's a pretty casual disc golf environment, but there's a lot of really fun aspects to this course, some great landscape. The course is well maintained, as you can see from this shot right here. Just look at how manicured the course is. There are walking paths. Every time I've been here, a lot of people have been walking it, which is great to see, but just something to be aware of. This hole is basically straight ahead, not a whole lot in the way, I should say, just dead straight, and I turn over my prickly pear. One thing I'm struggling with here, and before I get into that, this shot here, my drone kind of went off and did its own thing, so I did miss that putt for the birdie. But one of the things that I have been doing is kind of, unfortunately, putting my disc on anhyzer a little bit too much, and you can see that here. The release is just not perfect, and so just cranked over a little bit too much, missed my line, put me at about 60 feet, base of the hill, looking up at the basket. This is probably not a birdie for me, just with how uphill this is. So definitely one thing I have to learn to adjust, and seeing this drone footage has actually helped me recognize that I am holding anhyzer as I'm getting ready to release the disc on my drive. So definitely an area that I will be working towards improving. I forget which hole this is. I think it's 5. This should be hole 5. Kind of hard to see the basket from this angle, but it is straight ahead. Lots of trees in the way. The cool thing about this hole is a high ceiling, or a high floor, low ceiling, so you really have to force it through there. I couldn't quite see where this landed when I was drawing the ace trace, but it put me right about 15 to 20 feet for the birdie, which I do make, surprisingly enough. So now we're moving on to hole number 6. Playing from the longs here because the view is just beautiful. Hard to see the basket from this angle, but again, the mistake I'll make on this hole is kind of releasing on anhyzer with a neutral disc. Kicked me off to the left. So you won't be able to see the disc from this angle, but it is off to the left, and there are stinging nettles back in there. So I actually did get stinging nettle to the knee. It was very uncomfortable. Didn't take as much time on this shot as I should have. I leave it a whole lot shorter, and you can see me kind of running out of there, brushing my knee a little bit, my calf. It was very uncomfortable to get the stinging nettles, leaving me this 55 footer for par. I'm good for these every once in a while, but not today. So a little bit past it, and I'm gonna just go and tap it in. But this is the beauty of this course. You have really interesting fairways. You've got some rough, you've got some danger, but a really, really fun course. Pretty casual, but lots of danger still to be had. This hole here is hole number 7. This one is like a 460 foot par 3. The line here is kind of tricky for a par 3. I would lean towards calling it a par 4. Should be getting a 3 on it. Really hard to 2. I almost get this line perfect, a couple feet lower, and I feel like I would have been putting from circle 2 or so. As it is, I have this awkward line. The branches are pretty low hanging from this angle, so I go to the sidearm but totally yank it. I was experimenting with the Axiom tempo and just not super familiar with it. So ended up in this stuff, looking forward a little bit. Again, goes to the variety on this course. Really clean fairways, but the rough is definitely punishing. I'm able to get a pretty good swing here, but it just spits through the back of the basket. So walking away with a 4 on this one is not my favorite, but it is not too bad as it is a pretty difficult hole. Here is hole number 8. This is from the short tee pad because the long tee pad is really hard to view from an aerial point of view. Just right there. This is 212 feet or so. Throwing my prickly pear right at it. Dead straight putter with just a tiny bit of fade. Absolutely parked for birdie. I think now I'm sitting at even par. 1 under if you count the last hole as a par 4. So definitely not a great round, but I am playing a mix of long and short pads. This is a long pad for hole number 9. We have a metal detector guy at the base of the tree. I'm going to be throwing over his head with a lightweight destroyer. Nice hyzer angle. I think if I had flipped it to flat a little bit more or just had it a little bit tighter, I would have been in a much better spot. Maybe have a better look at birdie, but for a long hole with a big hyzer, I was pretty happy with this result. Just a little bit further forward. Give this a really good bid, but fall just a couple feet short on that hyzer putt. That tree was right in my way. So we'll end up taking a par on this one, and we'll walk away from the course shooting right at even par. So if you like this video format, definitely let me know. I am interested in hearing what you think, and I'm definitely considering doing this more in the future. But till then, guys, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.